Okay, eBay40 back with another Zombie Rush video. This one has a dual purpose. One is, I want to see if anybody else, this is kind of a challenge, see if anybody else can make it through any map you want to, make it through round 50, just using the level 1 wrench melee weapon. That's what I did here. I want to challenge myself to see if I could do it, and I managed to do it. Came close a couple times to dying, but I actually made it. So, that's the challenge. Make it through round 50 just using the wrench. The other reason for this is to help new players in the game survive longer. And honestly, the guns they give you when you're a new player or low level player are very, very, very weak. You're lucky if you can make it past, I don't know, 30, maybe 40 these days in a group with a lot of other players. I see new players go down all the time just using their guns. And also with the melee weapons. So the other reason I'm doing this is to give you all some tips on how to use a melee weapon and how to get the most out of it. And you see I'm using, this is just the first weapon you start off with as a level 1 beginning player. The first melee weapon. It's a wrench. A little crescent wrench that you get to start with. And actually I've gone through most all the different melee weapons that you get as you level up, all the way up to I think level 175. The epic red sword is the last one that we used to be able to get by leveling up. You get it at level 175, and really they're all equally strong, about the same strength. You see I'm killing the normal zombies, the red and white ones. I'm killing them with just one swing. And the brutes, the normal brutes, they're taking about 3 to 4 hits to take down a normal brute. But and this is at wave 21. So this is just your level 1 wrench. And I've tested all the other ones. Tested the frying pan. I've tested your other hammer that's in there. There's a couple of different large hammers. There's the blue ice hammer. There is a couple of axes. And they all pretty much do about the same job. I've noticed that the large hammers, there's a green hammer and there's a blue hammer and a regular, like a Thor hammer. It looks like Thor's hammer. So these hammers, they swing a lot slower. You can see with this wrench, I'm able to just keep swinging pretty fast rate. About the same rate as I can with my band hammer. So, but the larger hammers that they got in the game that you get as you level up, they're a slower motion. There's more of a pause between swings. It won't let you swing as fast as this, but they are a little bit stronger. They do a little more damage when you swing them. So for instance, they may take down a brute with 2 or 3 swings as opposed to 3 or 4 with a little wrench. So they're a little bit stronger, but they're slower, and they're not, in my opinion, not as effective because they're slow. Now watch this. This is a little trick you can do. Now what I do is I play with shift lock on. You got to play with shift lock if you're using any melee weapons. I very, very highly recommend this. I've done this, recommended a lot of my videos, my band hammer videos. Because shift lock, as you can see, I'm able to keep the zombies in front of me all the time. I don't let them get on my back, and that's the key. Because when they get them on behind you, they hit you all the time. They'll kill you pretty quick if you let them. If you don't have shift lock on, you're constantly turning and changing direction, and the zombies get behind you and they hit you and they kill you. Just kind of showing my little wrench. So use shift lock. And I heard, I don't play on mobile, but I heard now that shift lock is active now on mobile in this game. You can actually turn on shift lock on your phone. So that's a big plus, a big help. So shift lock, as you can see, it always keeps me facing forward, facing away from my point of view. And I also am constantly moving. You don't want to just stand there and let them come to you and hit them, because every time they get close to you, they'll hit you too. So if you move side to side, what this does is it actually turns the zombies side to side. And when they are turned, especially the brutes, if you turn them away, they don't hit you. Oh, most of the time they won't hit you. See how I turned him to the left? And watch this other guy. Well, he stayed to my left. I went to his right side. And there we go. Oh, I almost had him turn to the right. So you want to try to move to one side or the other of the brutes and get them to turn. See that other guy turned to the right as I was going to the right side? That's what you want to try to do. You want to see he turned to the left. I went to the left side. That's what you want to do. You want to turn the brutes, turn them away from you so you can hit them without them hitting you. And it's the same with the small zombies too. They follow you quicker because they move faster than the brutes do. So, but you can turn them, and it's very easy to turn them one way or the other. So I'm constantly moving, always keep moving, just constantly going left and right, left and right, left and right as you swing. And you can see that in my motion. I'm constantly going side to side, trying not to get myself lined up with the zombies, because if I line straight head on with them, they'll hit me every time. And you will not live very long. Even with the shift lock on, you won't live very long if you keep running straight on into the zombies. I mean, just to go contradict myself, sometimes you can actually bury yourself right into them, right against their body, and they don't hit you. And you'll see I end up doing that a few times too. But most of the time, if you come on them straight on, straight ahead, or if you just stand there, wait for them to come to you, they'll be hitting you and they'll be killing you pretty quick. So move. You see I'm constantly going side to side, trying to get them to turn away from me or get me out of their alignments, because if I get myself lined up with them, they'll hit me. And as I keep shift lock on, so I'm always facing forward so they don't get behind me. Those are the big keys for using melee weapons. And it worked for me here. I've actually made it. You see, I'm just using the wrench. That's it. And right now I'm at wave 26, but I'm going to jump ahead to, I think, wave 42, and I'll show you the last 8 rounds, last 8 waves that I had with the wrench. So just using the wrench. See, that time I did actually get right into the body of that brute. And I don't know if he hit me now. I don't think he did. A lot of times they don't. If you get right inside of them, sometimes they don't hit you, but most of the times they will. And this is a really weird thing, if you notice. I'm hitting these brutes and a lot of the zombies, and they just go right into the floor. I thought that was just very strange. It's almost as if they go into the floor, their legs get stuck in the floor, up until their hands, and they're like supporting themselves on their hands to keep themselves from falling through the floor. You notice that with the brutes mostly. Watch this brute here. Yeah, see? He's stuck in the floor. That's just so weird. And there he is, stuck in the floor again. Like he's holding himself up with his hands. There goes that guy. He only bounced back out. And there he is. See him standing up on his hands. It's just really weird. So, yeah, it doesn't work all the time unless you can really master it. And I haven't quite gotten that good where I can have I can dodge a brute strike every single time. I still get hit quite often. But you can see the key is try to get around the side of him. Try not to come straight head on to him. And this little trick, if you use shift lock, you can get up against any wall and you can see through it. Something about shift lock helps you look through the walls, which is kind of cool. I've done that a couple times. I just put shift lock on and I ran around a map, just looking outside the map on all different, through all the different walls. One of the best ones is the space station, the one with the blue walls, blue brick walls. There's a lot of little hidden rooms all around that map that you can see if you put on shift lock. It's kind of neat. So you can see how I'm just going, as I said, side to side. Try not to go head on into the zombies, because if you just sit there and wait for them to come to you, or if you just run straight into them, they'll be killing you pretty quick. Side to side motion. Try to stay on the sides of the zombies. Try to stay out of their reach, out of their strike zone. Their strike zone is in front of them mostly, and sometimes directly behind them. I've had zombies get behind me, facing away from me, and still hitting me. It's just something about being really squared off with a zombie. That's how they hit you. So if you can get them sideways, get them turned, you greatly increases your chances of not being hit by them. And you could do this with any of the melee weapons. Any sword, any hammer, any kitchen utensil, whether it's a frying pan or a rolling pin. Baseball bat, you name it. Any one of the melee weapons, you could do this. And it will greatly, greatly increase your chances. So even if you're just beginning the game, a new player, level 1, you get the potential of going to wave 50 on your first time in the game if you just follow this strategy. Use shift lock and keep running side to side like I am. Keep getting around the sides of the brutes, around the sides of the zombies, trying not to come head on with them. And you notice it's difficult sometimes because they do turn pretty quick. They'll turn and turn right back at you pretty quickly. So You got to time your strike as you're going by the side of them. You want to strike them before they can turn and hit you. And plus, there's always an advantage too with hit them when they're down. You know, when they're stuck in the floor like that, you can still see the top of their body sticking up out of the floor. You can hit them, and they usually can't strike you when they're in that position. But another thing you do have to worry about is if you do end up knocking them down. And if you go back and look at the very beginning of this video, you see I knocked a brute on its back, and it was laying there on the floor for quite a while. And there's one time I ran over it. And what happens is if you run over a brute that's laying face up on the floor, he'll hit you. He may be down, but he's not out. He like knows that you're on top of him, and his arms come up and he hits you. So my advice, don't run over brutes when they're laying on the floor. So here I came very, very close to dying. I had to hit this brute just right to keep him from killing me. And I just happened to kill the last zombie, and I got my full health back. So I almost went down at wave 46. So practice this. It's a combination of using your ASWD keys. If you're still using arrow keys, try to get out of that habit. I don't recommend using the arrow keys because it limits your mobility. Try to get used to the ASWD. Try to use it with your left hand. Get used to that movement. It gives you a lot more mobility and a lot more control of your character, your avatar. And here I just got a bunch of brutes. I'm just beating them up with my little wrench, knocking them all on their butts. And there they all go, just get stuck in the floor again. I knocked him on his side. See, I hit him while he was laying on his side. As long as they're sticking up, you can hit him again. Although they pop back up pretty quick. Now I gotta bring some more. So I'm just running up here, bringing a few out at a time. That hopefully I can manage and not bring out too many at once. This is the Liandri map. But I believe you could probably, I know some maps are more open, like Mars or the farm, and maybe more difficult. You don't have places where you can hide away from the zombies to get a bit of a break and regroup, and maybe restore some health a little bit. It may be more difficult to make it to wave 50 in Mars or the farm. But this is pretty much it. This is strategy. This is what I do with my banhammer. And using this strategy with my banhammer, I typically can get pretty close, if not past wave 175. I've actually made it. My highest was in the farm. I went to wave 215, pretty much solo. I was started off the map, the farm map, with Ace. He had his nuke, but he left at wave 190. And I was left solo from 190 to 215. I managed to survive another 25 rounds, high rounds, with just my banhammer and just myself. Nobody else in the game. So the strategy is, to me anyway, I've proven its effectiveness. I've proven that it's very, very reliable and will keep you alive a lot longer than just, you know, if you go in there attacking the zombies with really not any kind of strategy at all, just kind of running into them, not using shift lock. You really won't live very long. So you gotta, like, again, I'll just repeat myself again so you understand. Keep moving. You gotta keep moving. You see, I'm constantly going side to side, always trying to turn the zombies, trying to turn them away so that I don't run straight into them where they could hit me. That's the key. You want to strike them from the side. Strike them as you swoop past them. Hit them as you're going past. Make that swing as you're crossing their path. Yeah, just gotta keep hitting that brute while he's down. Hit him while they're down. Take advantage of that. See how he just turned completely away from me? And I was able to hit him without any problem at all because I went to his left side and I turned him to the left. So that's what you really need to do with the brutes, is try to figure out an approach to where you could come at them from one side or the other and turn them to the side. Turn them away from you so they don't hit you. And these little black skeletons, these little phantom skeletons, oh my gosh. It took like 20 hits to kill this guy. And every time he gets up, I knock him down, he just comes right back. It's like he doesn't lose any health at all. Those little guys are tough. And they're worth a lot of points too. So anyway, take the challenge. Let's see if anybody else. Leave in your comments if you're able to do it. If you're able to get to wave 50 or through wave 50 with just a wrench. I'm curious to see if you guys can make it. And pick any map you want to. But also remember, it takes time to kill the zombies with a melee weapon. You have to hit them several times. So, and you've got a timer. You're limited on your time to 2.5 minutes. It's 150 seconds. And by the time you get to wave 50, you got to kill 25 plus 20. You got to kill 45 zombies to get through wave 50. Because they keep adding a zombie every 2 waves. You start off with 20 at the first wave, and then 1 zombie gets added every 2 waves. So by the time you get to wave 50, that's 25 plus 20. You got 45 zombies you got to kill to get through the wave. And you got to hit them multiple times. Even at this wave, even the normal zombies, you got to hit them a couple times to kill them. In low waves, you can kill a normal zombie with just 1 swipe. So that one took 2 hits to kill that one normal there. And all the others are stronger. The normal's the weakest one. So there's one there, 1 hit, he's not quite dead. Another guy there, 1 hit, he's still alive. It takes 2 hits to kill him now at higher waves. They get stronger as time goes on, and they get faster. So it gets more and more challenging to kill him. See, several hits, so it takes a lot of time to kill 45 zombies. But in one wave 50, I've got 32 zombies left to kill. And I'm just going to show you that, yes, I am using my wrench. A little crescent wrench. It's a level 1 crescent wrench. The one you start off as a new player. But I'm showing you it's a very effective weapon. And it's actually much better, much better than trying to use that little pistol that they give you. That thing doesn't do any damage at all. But the wrench, as you can see, will get you pretty far in the game. But only if you follow some of these tips I'm giving you. Learn how to move with the ASWD keys. And use your mouse too. The mouse helps a lot if you're on a PC with turning, rotating, and also lunging. So practice this. Practice it over and over. Get used to those keys. Get away from the arrow keys. The arrow keys are okay, but they're not the best. The ASWD keys are much more effective in playing this game. They'll help you out get a lot further if you're on a PC. If you're on mobile, I'm not sure what tips I can give you because I don't play on mobile. I never have. But I have been told that you can use shift lock now on mobile. I've got another friend who's told me he's been using it and he loves it. So shift lock is available on mobile now. That's I guess one of the additions to the new release, which I didn't cover in my other video for the 3.8.1 update. Yes, I did add shift lock to mobile. So take advantage of it and use it if you're a mobile player. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave some comments. Let me know if how far you were able to make it with your wrench. I'm curious to know. And we'll see you again in another video. I'm going to do a couple of MMC Zombies Project videos next. I tried out a couple of other maps I haven't played before. So anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you all later.